Hi, so today I'm going to talk to you a bit about hormones and for women, progesterone and estrogen. I'm going to keep it simple and I'm just going to go over the cycle and the interplay between progesterone and estrogen during that cycle, what can go wrong and how you fix that. And so that's what we'll cover today. On another day, I'm going to cover the hormonal interplay and the perimenopausal. So that's towards the in the women in their late 30s through their 40s, and then into the menopausal phase. I'll do another talk on that because there are three distinct phases that where the hormonal interplay is different. So today we're going to talk about those. Now, in your cycle, day one is the first day of your period. It's counted as day one. And in a textbook cycle, we've got 28 days. Not everybody works that way and follows the textbook. But basically, if you're looking at a textbook sort of model, you've got a 28-day cycle. Now, day one is the first day of your period, as I said. And in that first 2 weeks, your estrogen levels are increasing. And as they increase and you get to your sort of mid-cycle, you should ovulate. Now, once you ovulate, the progesterone production starts from the ovary. Now, if you don't ovulate, there's no progesterone. There'll be estrogen still that will continue, but the progesterone will not be there. So if you do ovulate, then the progesterone production starts, and then the progesterone builds, and then at the end of that time, you have your period and the hormones drop again. So you might have heard of a term called estrogen dominance. So there is that describes basically a group of symptoms which are the unpleasant aspects of a cycle. So they slightly vary between women, but you're sort of talking about irregular cycles and water retention, hormonal migraines, PMS, irritability or tearfulness, and breast tenderness, and things like that, heavier cycles, things like that. So now there's different ways that can happen. There's not just one way. So estrogen in its fundamental purpose is growth and development. So it increases growth and development. So you get the your breasts get bigger and what have you. So that happens in that first half of the cycle. When you make progesterone, it moderates that. So progesterone helps increase your metabolic rate, whereas estrogen can make you put on weight. Progesterone has this effect, not as a weight loss per se, but it does improve your metabolic rate, and it's a diuretic naturally, and it has a calming effect on the mood. So it has this really moderating effect on the estrogen. Now, estrogen's a wonderful hormone. It's great for your skin. It's a natural anti-aging hormone, and it's great for your bones and your mood. It does some wonderful things. So we do need the estrogen, but it does need to be moderated. So going back to that cycle and the different ways you can be estrogen dominant, if you don't ovulate, then you will be estrogen dominant because you'll produce all this estrogen, and then you'll have no progesterone to kind of moderate the effects of that. So that's one way that can happen, particularly when you're getting into your mid to later 30s and maybe ovulation becomes irregular. You'll still have your period, but you may not ovulate. So that can definitely lead to heavier periods and premenstrual type problems, headaches, things like that. So the purpose there is if you have that, is to promote ovulation. So you may be just making the perfect amount of estrogen, but you need that progesterone. So promoting ovulation, it may be the only thing needed to balance things out, which is wonderful. Now, another way you can be estrogen dominant is you have actually too much estrogen relative to the progesterone. So your progesterone may be fine, totally normal, but you actually got too much estrogen. Now, your ovaries produce estrogen, but also you make estrogen from other hormones in your body. So the accumulation of those different types of hormones can be a bit too much and cause, again, problems in the premenstrual phase because the estrogen is too much. So there's a couple of ways to deal with that. The one is to increase your elimination of the old hormones. So you want to make sure your liver's working really well. You've got good fiber, and your probiotics are actually really important because that helps break down the hormones so they do not get recycled, the old hormones, and they get eliminated. So that's how your hormones are removed from your body. They go to your liver and your gallbladder and out through your bowel. So making sure those systems are working really well, like St. Mary's thistle and herbs like that help the liver move bile, so that can help. And so that's one solution there. The other way you can get estrogen dominant is the wrong types of estrogen. So when you have estrogen, you have ovarian estrogen and you have these other estrogens, and they all kind of go down through a cascade. And as they do that, you can end up making estrogens that are giving you symptoms that are not very good, the ones that we don't want, and not enough of the good things, which is the skin and the mood and what have you. So you really want your body to favor the production of these good estrogens. Now the way we do that is with things like zinc, very, very good mineral, which also actually helps your skin and your immune system and more things in your body than you could possibly count. It's a very, very key mineral. It's rich in things like meat and shellfish, and it can be quite deficient in some people, so it's quite good to top up, especially in the winter months. And if you get a good enough dose, that should last you a whole year, and you could top up the following year. So B vitamins is the next thing, and that's the B vitamin supplement is very good, or you can increase foods that are rich in B vitamins. And the other one is a supplement called DIM. Now, you might have seen that in supplement containers, and it stands for diindole methane. And it is actually produced in your body, and it's produced from another substance which you find in all the cruciferous vegetables. So you can either take the DIM supplement, but you should also, irrespective of taking that supplement, you should increase your intake of things like cauliflower, broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts. So many people don't like Brussels sprouts, but they're amazing in a roast salad. Like if you roast them with olive oil, put them in a curry, they're actually wonderful. So those two sources will help you make the good estrogen. So there you have it. I wish you a very good day, and here's to your better health.